A kick and punt returner and wide receiver, 11 seasons primarily with the Chicago Bears, Pro Football Hall of Famer Devin Hester.
Devin Hester, this is one of the greatest accomplishments that everybody aims for in their career. Can you take me back through the emotions that were going through your mind once you found out that you got the call that you were going into the Hall of Fame?
It was more so of a release, just building up to it the past 3 years, getting nominated and falling short, and then the third time just getting that call and saying, hey, Devin, you're finally a Hall of Famer, man. It was just a relief and a big weight off my shoulder.
When you finally are here and you see all of the people that are coming out, not only to show the Hall of Fame love, but to show you love, your journeys was filled with a lot of ups and a lot of downs, but here you're here. What does this moment mean for you?
It means a lot. It means a lot. It proves a lot that, you know, whatever you have in life, the obstacles that you may have, the roller coasters, ups and downs, trials and tribulation, the main thing is never give up. Never give up on your dream. Never give up on focusing on what you want to do. Never give up on what you want to be in life. And when you have that mentality, you know, the rest is history.
Devin Hester is now an official Hall of Famer. Is there any special message that you would like to give to your fans, friends, and your family?
It's just thanks for all the support. Thanks for everybody that believed in me and helped me to this journey. And I say I'm appreciative to the family of the Hall of Fame. I'm appreciative to my family as well for just keeping my back, keeping my head on level, and giving me an opportunity to make it this far.
Congratulations, man. Thank you.
A defensive end and outside linebacker, 16 seasons primarily with the Indianapolis Colts, Pro Football Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney.
Dwight Freeney, congratulations. You are now officially an NFL Hall of Famer. When you first started playing football, did you ever imagine that this would happen in your wildest dreams?
You know what? It's nothing I focused on at all. You know, I was more worried about the moment, being good in the moment, playing the moment as hard as I possibly can. And then you add it up at the end, and this is where I am. So from that perspective, absolutely it's a crazy thing. They think this kid from Bloomfield, Connecticut, you know, who was running on the street, playing street football, two-hand touch, you know, now he's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame is wild.
You know, when a lot of people start playing, they have all these aspirations of, I want to get to the league and I want to make sure that I'm making a difference. But now you actually did it. What advice would you give to that next generation that's coming up behind you?
Well, look, you never know how the chips are going to fall. Right? You got to go out there and you put it all out there. You know, you have to go out there and work as hard as you possibly can. And by doing so, good things happen. Now, great things happen for me. But you know what? Their journey or whatever's going on, it may not even have anything to do with football. You learn a lot of life lessons from the game of football that translates throughout your entire life. So maybe something happens there. They have a relationship. They meet somebody that was meaningful because you're going through something that's a serious thing as a football player. You're going out there physically exhausting yourself mentally and emotionally, and you're doing that with other players. That's a bond that you form that never gets severed. All right, so those relationships last for a lifetime, and I think any kid that's out there playing, there's multiple reasons why you should play, but the big reason is this is something that is a special thing that could change your life.
What was it like for you when you got that phone call and you officially found out that you were going into the Hall?
Man, listen, I'm surprised I can even talk right now because my jaw was left over at the golf course when Coach Dungy opened. I opened the door, I saw Coach Dungy with a gold jacket. So, I mean, like I said, this is something that you don't think about. You know, I live in the moment. I'm not thinking about necessarily the future in the game of football. And for this to happen, it was awesome.
Congratulations. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
A wide receiver, 14 NFL seasons, primarily with the Houston Texans. Pro Football Hall of Famer, Andre Johnson.
I believe, the first Hall of Famer from the Texans, correct?
Yes.
When you first got that phone call that you're getting officially enshrined into the Hall, what was going through your mind?
I mean, everything. Just realizing all the hard work you put in. For me, it was closure that, you had done things the right way, and, everything you put out on the field, your peers recognized it. So it was one of the most exciting moments of my life.
What would you say was one of the most exciting moments in your career that led to this point?
I don't think it's just one thing. I think, it's a number of things I can name because it's just a lot of hard work and dedication. It was I would say the biggest thing was just being consistent, year in and year out. I think for, all the guys that are here in the Hall of Fame, if it was one thing about their career, it was always consistency. They had to put up great numbers every year and, be great at your position every year. So I would say that was probably the biggest thing.
Here you are now. You see all the fans and all the friends that want to come out and support. But now here you are officially in the Hall. And there's an old saying that goes, legacy lives on forever. What do you want your legacy to be?
I've just always, I never really got caught up into what people really said. I just always felt like if I did things the right way, that was all that mattered and people would recognize it. So, I always just tell people, and one thing I've noticed that I hear from my peers is that, man, you did it the right way. And, we wish we had, more players that did it the way you did it. So, that to me says a lot. It shows that people paid attention to what I did and, it just, like I said, it just means a lot to hear that from my peers.
Thanks for your time, Andre. Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
The linebacker, 8 seasons with the San Francisco 49ers, Pro Football Hall of Famer, Patrick Willis.
Patrick Willis, officially a Hall of Famer. Congratulations to you, brother.
Oh, no, I appreciate it, man. Truly honored.
What was it like for you when you got that phone call that you were officially being enshrined?
It was pretty special. It was a surreal moment. Just felt like a full circle moment. So.
One of the coolest parts about being here is you can reflect on your journey. What did it take for you to really sit back and give yourself some credit that you made it this far?
I think I'm still trying to do that now. But, when I look back on it, I just see a journey of just faith, undeniable faith, determination, a will to not be denied, and just blessed to play with some amazing teammates along the way and have some amazing coaches.
And here you are, enshrined with a lot of your peers, and things like this don't happen every day. But it's amazing to see what can happen when you put the work in. What message would you like to send to maybe those that are up and coming that want to follow in your footsteps?
Truly just understand that you are uniquely you. There's only one me. So be the very best that you can be. And at the end of the day, allow no one's opinions to become your reality.
I think I'm going to end it on that. Congratulations, man. Appreciate you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
A defensive end, 17 seasons primarily with the Carolina Panthers. Pro Football Hall of Famer, Julius Peppers.
Julius Peppers, congratulations. Everybody can't make it to the Hall of Fame. How blessed do you feel to be here?
Oh, extremely blessed. It's a great accomplishment for myself and my classmates. 378 out of thousands of players to play in the NFL, to make it here to the stage is something that's hard to put into words, but it's a blessing, and I'm thankful every day for it.
What were the emotions going through you once you got the call that you were officially being enshrined?
relief, because there was a little bit of anxiety there, just not knowing if I was going to make it or anything like that. I tried not to think about it, but, I mean, how can you not think about this when you're a finalist for Hall of Fame? So when I got the call, when Bruce Smith showed up to my house, it was relief, but at the same time, it was excitement. It was a surreal feeling. It was a whole myriad of emotions. Like, I felt a lot during that time.
One of the coolest parts about being here is you can reflect on your journey. You've had a lot of ups, you had a lot of downs, but now here you are, and you're going to live on forever with this. When you hear the term, I'm a Hall of Famer, that's got to do something to you, right?
It's an accomplished feeling, we did it, man. We did it. Myself, all of my coaches, my teammates, everybody that supported me throughout my whole career. Like, it's a feeling of accomplishment. Like, we did this, man, and we're going to be out here in Canton, Ohio, long after all of us are gone.
100%. What message would you like to send out to your friends and family that kind of helped you get here?
Thank you for the support. I love all of you guys. I couldn't have did it without them, and we did it. We made it.
Congratulations, Julius. Thank you.
A linebacker, 10 seasons with the Denver Broncos. Pro Football Hall of Famer Randy Gradishar.
Gradishar, officially a Hall of Famer. We got something in common. We're both from Northeast Ohio.
Hey, right. Yeah, I'm originally born and raised in Champion Township, which is right outside of Warren, Ohio, and the Warren, Youngstown areas are the big areas where I tell people that normally don't know about Ohio where I'm from. So, being from Warren, Ohio, and raised in Champion Township.
I'm from Youngstown, so we all know what it's like to work hard, but everybody doesn't make it to the Hall of Fame. Once you got that phone call that you were officially being enshrined, what was going through your mind?
Well, it was just a great experience, a great call. I've been kind of waiting for 35 years, thinking that maybe someday I'd get into the Hall of Fame. And I always knew it was in God's timing because of my Christian faith. And if it was going to happen, it's going to happen. So it finally happened. I get that call. We're in. I go to the Denver Broncos media call. Said, Randy, we need you to come in. Greg and Kerry Penner, who own the Broncos, come in and tell them and sit down and tell them why the Orange Crush was so good. So they used that as an excuse. So I brought my wife and I in the next day to tell them why that Orange Crush was so good. Then all of a sudden we went to another room, and all these 25, 30 media people are hanging out, taking pictures, swinging their microphones and all that. And there was a guy, Tom Jackson and Billy Thompson, who I played with. They were there, so the Broncos tricked us, bringing us in and letting us know that we got in the Hall of Fame finally. And then I kept thinking about it for a few days. And then, I waited 35 years. And because of my faith again, if you turn that number around, it's 53. And so it was in God's timing, and I'm certainly just very pleased of being here today and looking forward to that day in August.
One of the coolest parts about being here is you can reflect on your journey. You've had a lot of ups, you've had a lot of downs, but it all led right here to the Hall of Fame. If you could redo anything, would you?
Well, no. My wife would probably tell me to redo some things. But as far as having the opportunity, I never dreamed of this kind of career. I was born and raised in Champion. We didn't even start playing football till I was in 9th grade. We weren't very good in football. We were out in the country, and I thought I was better in basketball. And so when I was then finally, a few mid-American schools came around and said, we want you to come to our school. The reality of it is my parents, we didn't know anything about college because of my parents' background, depression kids, and my dad owned a grocery store and just worked 7 days a week. And so nothing about college. And all of a sudden I have an opportunity to go to college. Then all of a sudden I'm working at my dad's grocery store one afternoon, half a day off, and they called from the principal's office. They said, "Randy, Coach Woody Hayes is here. He'd like to talk to you." I said, "Okay." I hung up the phone, and I looked at my dad. I said, "Who's Woody Hayes?" That's how naive and sheltered our Champion Township was, and we didn't know anything. We never followed college football or any of that stuff. So all of a sudden, I'm sitting with the principal at Champion High School, and with Woody Hayes, and we spent about an hour and a half together. He said, "What's your dad do?" I said, "Well, he owns a grocery store down the street here." "Well, let's go see him." I said, "Okay." So we drive down there, and we get there. It's an old-fashioned meat counters, meat slicers, produce counters, wood floors, old-fashioned country grocery store. And then they talked. They talked for about an hour, almost an hour and a half, and then Woody left. And I looked at my dad. I said, "Dad, he didn't even mention my name. He didn't even mention Randy's name." And then I find out that he's recruiting the parents.
Yes, sir.
And all they did was, for an hour and a half, they talked about World War II, because they were both in World War II, so they related it that way. And then all of a sudden, I end up choosing Ohio State, and never thought about going to college. Never. And then I went to Ohio State, and then by my senior year in college, there were some pro scouts who came around, and they said, "Well, Randy, you're pretty good. You can get drafted in the NFL." I said, "That'd be cool," because I had no dream. I just knew about the Cleveland Browns, Cleveland Indians, because I lived in Northeast Warren, Youngstown, Ohio.
All the way.
I just knew that, and so, having that opportunity of possibly going into the pros. And so then eventually I got drafted by number one by the Denver Broncos way back in 1974, and just thought that was cool. Again, not knowing what to expect or whatever, but it was just been a real blessing for me, and then certainly a blessing now of having this great honor of being inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
It's an amazing journey. You've had an amazing journey. Congratulations on your enshrinement.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate your time.